So you want to learn how to improve your exam performance so that you can get the best marks possible, improve your grades, and just live a better school life. I got you, bro. The steps I'm going to give you in this video are going to be practical and they're going to work, but I need you to promise me something. I need you to promise me that you're going to take this seriously, you're going to be disciplined, and you're actually going to do it. Okay, don't let this just be another video that you watch and then you scroll on and you move on. You tell yourself you're going to take a mental note, but you don't actually do it. Because then if you're going to do that, this video is an absolute waste of time for you. Okay, write something in the comments. Just give yourself some accountability. Tell yourself that I'm going to implement these steps, okay? Because they're going to work. Okay, so the first steps I'm going to give you is what this video is about improving like your performance within the exam, right? This isn't about like how to study better and that sort of thing. If you want to learn how to study more effectively, I have a video that I posted. I think I posted it before this one. Just click on my channel and make sure you subscribe before you go onto it, and then go to the how to study effectively. I think that's what I titled it. Those are all the steps you're going to need to study effectively and make sure you're best prepared for the exam. This video is about how to, when you're in the exam, you stop yourself from panicking, you stop yourself losing out on stupid marks, not finishing the exam, and just stupid things like that. When you walk out of the exam and you're like, oh damn, I could have done so much better if I could just get my mind right. Okay, this video is about getting your mind right. Okay, now to get into it, the main concept of this video is going to be having an identity, right? And the best advice I ever thought about for this thing, or I don't know where I heard it, but it's treated like a game, okay? I want you to imagine yourself, you're an athlete, and this is, okay, I like football, okay? Imagine this is a football game, and you're walking in, and you're prepared, right? You know, when you're walking into a match, when you're playing any kind of sports, right? It's one thing preparing for the match, preparing tactics, skills, that sort of thing, training during the week. It's another thing going in there into the match and you see your opponents. It's a menacing atmosphere, right? Pressure's on, your heart is beating, and you're like getting nervous. Like you need to calm yourself down and just get yourself to do just what you know, right? Just performing to what you're capable of. You've done the work before. Now it's about making sure you perform to your maximum potential. I want you to treat it like that. Once you start looking at it like that, it's a whole different game, bro. Okay, because once you're in there, it's pressure. Like you need to perform. You need to like. It's less about like now how you prepared. It's more about how you're able to keep yourself calm. Okay, so now that you're treating this like a game and you imagine yourself as an athlete, what do athletes do on game day? Right? They prepare everything. You've heard about athletes who like if they have like a game at night, they won't have like a heavy dinner. They'll have like maybe like a light lunch, right? So that they're not like too full for the game and that sort of thing. They optimize. They make sure they get good sleep and everything like that. You want to do the exact same thing when it comes to exams. Okay. If you go and you search anywhere, scientists, whatever it is, right? The most important things, which I always tell you whenever it's about how to change your life, how to like study effectively, anything like that, right? You need good sleep, you need a good diet. I know you're tired of hearing it, but I don't want you to keep rolling your eyes whenever you hear that sort of thing until you implement it. Okay, I need you to implement it. Most important thing, stop doing this cramming crap. Okay, just stop. There's been studies that have shown that like someone who crams and they stay up, they do an all-nighter, right? They get like an extra 10 hours of studying. They do not perform anywhere near as well as the person who prepared like much earlier and then they slept. Takes you 8 hours. So first of all, it's about not putting yourself in a position where you have to take an all-nighter. And again, if you want to do that, it's about learning how to study effectively. And I've got the video. I told you about the video. Just make sure you click on it and you watch that after this. You want to make sure you're well prepared going into it. But now, okay, game day is coming, right? The exam is coming. We're treating this like a football match, right? You've gotten your 8 hours of sleep. You made sure you got in your 8 hours of sleep. Then when you wake up, again, like what I talked about, morning routine and that sort of thing. Exercise. You need to make sure exercise in this case is less about, you know, getting jacked and that sort of thing. I know you all want to do that, but I need you to like separate it this time, right? Exercise is not just good for like your body, it's good for your mind as well. Think of it as like it's a car and you're putting in the oils, you're putting the waters just to keep it functioning well, right? Just to keep the engine functioning well. I don't know like about how like cars function exactly, but I know like you get what I'm trying to say, right? It's about making sure that everything just works smoothly and there's nothing that's gonna stuff up. That's what exercise is. Just think of it as like an oil change in the morning, right? You don't need to do anything hectic. Again, like people kind of like shy away from doing this because it sounds like extra, like, oh, I need to go lift heavy weights for like 1.5 hours, that sort of thing. No, just do like 5 to 10 minutes of exercise. Do like a search on YouTube, 5-minute, 10-minute push-up workout, or if it's a cardio, whatever it is, just get your blood pumping, right? Go outside, get some sunlight. That also helps like tremendously. It helps your brain tremendously. This is all part of like the changing like the oil and that sort of thing in the car. This is all about making sure your brain is just functioning as well as it can. Okay, so we've done the sleep, we've done the exercise, you've gone out and you've gone on sunlight. Food, again, don't eat, just skip breakfast, okay? I know it sounds crazy, how am I supposed to focus and whatever. Trust me, you focus a lot better when you're fasted. Now, obviously, if you're doing your exam later in the afternoon and that sort of thing, you don't want to get to a point where you've spent like 10 hours and you fasted, and now when you're in the exam, all you can think about is food. If you're doing it early in the morning, just don't eat, skip breakfast. If you're doing it later in the day, optimize whatever. Don't eat too many carbs. Like, the worst thing for you is to eat too many carbs. It just makes you sleepy and you're not as focused. Your body is spending a lot of energy to digest all that food and break down the carbs and that sort of thing. So just eat like less carbs if you're doing your exam later in the day. But if you're doing it in the morning, don't eat. Like, trust me, your brain's going to focus so much better. You're not going to die, I promise. Okay, then the next thing you want to do, we've optimized like how your brain's going to function in your body. Like, make sure you do those things. They're just going to give you the best chance of it. Okay, the next thing is, again, we're thinking about this game day. What do athletes do, right? They give themselves a pep talk. They remind themselves why they're there, right? They look in the mirror, like, just go do something as simple as look in the mirror and tell yourself, I've prepared for this. Come up with something simple. Doesn't need to be anything crazy, just something simple. Like, tell yourself you're the man, right? Tell yourself I'm the man. If you, again, we're in the scenario where you're imagining it's a match. If you have like a favorite footballer or whatever, just imagine like you're them, right? Like, what do they do? What do they do when they're in a match and they're like 2-0 down? Think of those moments where they're like 2-0 down and then you see them like they've just conceded, and then you see them like pulling up their socks like they're ready to go like score a hat trick or something, right? Like that kind of thing just like motivates you. Whatever that is for you, just imagine that. Just imagine you them. I've made a video again on like building like an alter ego. You want to maybe look into that. Otherwise, just look in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm the man, I'm prepared, I'm going to kill this exam, right? Like I'm going to do it. It's simple, right? You've prepared for it. Now you just need to go there and just write. That's all you need to do. That's what you're convincing yourself to do. So that's all it is, right? Like I've just to round up the video, you want to like treat this like a game. You want to treat this like a match. You're an athlete, and you're doing everything you can to make sure you don't stuff up all your hard work. Okay, go watch my video about how to study effectively, and then now you implement that before the exam day, before game day. You want to make sure you get your 8 hours of sleep. You wake up, do like a 5 or 10 minute like workout. Go outside and get like 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight. Don't eat anything. Don't scroll. Please don't scroll on your phone. That I went through that in the last video. Don't scroll on your phone. Don't touch your phone. Don't touch it at all. Okay, just don't do it. And yeah, that's basically all of it. Give yourself a pep talk. Remind yourself you're the man. Whatever it is that just gets you in the zone. Listen to some music, right? During my exams, I was listening to like Michael Jackson in the morning, getting myself in like a good mood. That sort of thing helps. Okay, just any advantage you can give yourself. Yeah, that's basically it for the video. Make sure you guys subscribe in the button below to join click the subscribe button below to join the brotherhood. And until next time, see you boys.